By the way, you're live. You should announce that you're live. Remind people that you're live.
Remember, everybody, we are live. Captain Color Guard, please advance and post the colors.
Color guard, please. Forward, march. Forward, march.
And salute.
Color guard. Halt. Right face. Post. Colors. Present arms.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, two. Left face. Forward, march. Color guard. Halt. Order, arms.
Uncovered. Post chaplain, please provide our opening prayer.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you again tonight to give you thanks for all that this post continues to do and how you've blessed us so far this year. And we ask that you continue to be with us during this busy upcoming season and continue to guide us to do good things for this post and in turn our veterans and their families. Help us throughout this meeting, be with us and guide us and help us to make good, sound decisions. Bless all of this Legion. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Stan. Recover. Please join me in reciting the preamble. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. I now declare American Legion Post 233, Department of Georgia, regularly convened. Post Adjutant, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Post Adjutant will provide a brief reading of the last meeting's minutes.
The meeting was called to order by Commander Burwell. We presented the colors, did the Pledge of Allegiance. Finance officer read his finance report, and then the commander had the committee reports. One outstanding issue is help is still wanted on maintaining this facility. Anyone interested, feel free to contact the commander. New business coming up is the anniversary dinner, which is on November the 11th, and the children's Christmas party, which is scheduled for December 9th.
Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as read?
So moved.
Second.
First, so moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Passed. All right. I'd like to start off by, first welcoming the folks who are online. We're glad to have you here. And hope you can come in person here soon. All right, I'd like to recognize the past post commanders who are present. Tom Williams, Stan Walden, and Bill Dolan. Thank you, gentlemen. Distinguished visitors, Commander George Gray. So, George is the state commander for the SAL. He'll be speaking here in a little bit. Visitors, do I have any visitors, new members, or Space Force veterans? Please stand and introduce yourself. We got Stephen Porter. Okay. Terry, right?
No, Brad Stanley.
Okay. Sorry. You want to come up to the mic or you want to stay back there? All right, come on up, sir. I had you down for a little bit later, but that's all right.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to come and speak with you just for a few moments. My name is Brad Stanley. I am the county coordinator for CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team. If you do not know anything about that, I'd like to share with you just briefly what we do. We are part of the Homeland Security outfit that you might have heard of. We work with FEMA, GEMA, as well as the local emergency management agency. In times of disasters or in times of emergencies, we can be activated by the EMA. EMA then will direct us as to how we will associate ourselves with the emergency personnel, whether it be law enforcement, EMS, fire department, or any other volunteer agencies. In the past, we have worked with our county on state drills. One was a state emergency drill that we had about 5 years ago. It was coordinated with 40 different national, state, and local agencies where we had a potential nuclear accident that took place. And we worked at the Loganville High School. No, it was Monroe High School, setting up a system for people to come in to see whether or not they were radiologically active from the disaster. That lasted for most of the day. We've also worked ourselves with the local police department as well as fire department in emergency situations. We will be activated if there's a need for missing persons so that there will be more people on the ground searching. We have a training class going on presently. We'll have a disaster drill for them this coming Saturday, Station 14. After that is finished, we will be working with the police department on active shooter training, as well as the sheriff's night out that will be over at Meridian Park. You'll probably see us set up a booth there. If you're interested or you know people that might be interested, you can basically let myself know or Julie. We can get you signed up. You can be on the mailing list. The mailing list is strictly for the classes that will be trained by professionals. Once that is done, it's about an 8-week course, 1 night a week, for about 2 hours or so. Then you'll go through a disaster drill that is set up by the fire department, EMS, and EMA, and then you'll be ready to participate. Our goal is to get people in the neighborhoods trained and ready to help themselves in the event of an emergency. If we ever have a tornado that comes through our county, which we have not, and we can thank the Lord for that, but if it ever does happen, our emergency services are probably going to be overwhelmed. And that's where we're going to pick up the ball in our neighborhoods and our communities, and we're going to try to work on saving lives and helping people that need help. That is our goal. We currently have about 200 people who's been trained. It's not really enough, so we're always looking for more people that are interested in training. I do appreciate the service you guys and ladies have already done for the country, and I would like to encourage you. There is no boundary for help when it comes to whether I'm too old or too young. Everybody can help. Everybody has an opportunity to help. We can make sure of that, and we can help you with that. So if anybody's interested, I'll be here the rest of the night. You can always talk with Julie. She can put you in touch with me as well. And I do appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay, Stephen Porter, Navy. Where are you at?
Stand up, Stephen.
Did he leave? Oh. Would you like to come up and say a few words? He's potentially a member, so be real nice to him right now.
Good on, Nate.
Not a very good speaker. I'll say it from here if it's all right. But I thank you all for the hospitality, for the kindness, and good food, and everything that's been presented to me. And I've learned a lot about Logan here, what y'all are doing. It's wonderful. I enjoyed the meeting. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen. We have a good family here. Terry Lovins, I know he don't want to speak, but if you would stand, he's a visitor, Army. I don't think he's made up his mind yet, but hopefully. Thank you. All right, sir. Thank you. Okay, some news. The American Legion National Auxiliary President, Vicki Couts, will be here on Thursday this week, the 6th. Luncheon's being provided by our post auxiliary. And if anybody recognizes the name, it's because her husband, James Couts, was the American Legion National Commander in 2012. So she will be here visiting our post. So if you want to come on out, I'm sure she'd enjoy the participation. Who are we helping? All right, we are still doing gift cards for our needy veterans, food or gas. And we still, as we said last month, we are working with Operation Rally Point on our homeless vets. Let's see, Post News and newsletter. We will be having, I think you might have mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. We will be having Christmas craft fair this year on the 3rd of December. Tables are $50. If you are a member of the Post, the cost is $35. And I understand if they're not already sold out, there will be. And if you don't have a table, then come out and buy some stuff. They have a lot of nice items come in here this time of year. District news. Larry Lanham was our 10th district commander, has resigned. District commander is now Ricky Baugh out of Post 163 in Stadium. And he stepped up for that position. There will be a 10th district meeting at Hartwell, Post 109 on Saturday the 8th, which is this coming Saturday. And I'm hoping I can get somebody to go in my place. I got a birthday party that day. Okay. Department news, no news. Legion National news. Same thing, visit by the American Legion Auxiliary President. Finance Officer report, Fritz Island.
Okay, good evening. You should have picked up on the back table your finance reports for the month of September 1 through October 1. Our current balance in the checking account is $35,609.78. The account balances at the end of September, checking $37,223.96, savings $6,629.74, for a total amount at the end of September $43,853.70. And If you'll notice up on the top, I've given you just the highlights of our main incomes and some of the expenses that they incurred along the way. I would point out to you that in our payroll expenses for this past month, $8,567, that's for all the workers that we have here, no matter what is going on. If we have bingo, then we pay the bingo workers, and of course the bartenders and our chefs. So that's pretty much takes in it's not included in the amounts that you see above you for bingo, game machines, and all the other activities that we have going on here. Okay, so if you're looking to see what the expenses are, that expense of payroll is not included in any of those amounts. Because of our change in temperature coming into this new season, we are experiencing a little bit better bill for the electric company. If you would, you can turn to the next page and you'll see what the different account are that are listed under our name of the post in some form or fashion. The Scouts checking at the bottom of that is not for the Boy Scouts, that is for the Girl Scouts. I don't have the Boy Scouts amount yet, but we're working on getting that. It's not so that we have any control over anything, it's just so that they have an accounting with the post so you can see what's going on in each of the different groups that we have there. And I also included in this just the front page rather than the entire statement on the back side of what all the amounts. Just the front page of your bank statement for the month of September, so you can see roughly what we did in that month so far as deposits and expenditures. I do have the entire statement up here if should you want to see that. I've also included the savings account on the next 2 pages so you can see what's gone on since July up until this point, and the various amounts that we've had to move around. The last page, the 2 pages that you have here is for and it's just the standard P&L, is not the detailed P&L, and I do have that up here if you want to have some kind of questions about one of the overall highlights that we have here. But we are staying extremely busy just maintaining our assistance to the vets. We are now, I think we're just about out of wits end, and I've got the last bill, I think, for that we will incur with them. Well, it's cost us a lot of money, and we've gone into kind of a partnership with Operation Rally Point, along with some others that are contributing for the rooms, so that one group doesn't have to bear the brunt of the whole thing. We are still involved in assisting our homeless veterans. I just got a call yesterday, Frank, and to go up and assist a veteran in Buford. Just because we are not assisting them as much as we were with funding the homeless situation that they happen to find themselves, we are still very involved in making sure that our veterans are not without a place for them to stay. We're still working to try to get folks where they can really get the help that they need, more so than just having a room to stay in. That is an ongoing thing, and Mike will speak to that, I'm sure, later. So we're very much involved in that, and we're also looking at some serious things that have to do with our own finances. I'm sorry, but I got too much mid-range in this. I'll try to fix that in a minute. The post is we've kind of outgrown ourselves here. We've outgrown what we're trying to do, and we're kind of considering maybe finding another home. So that when we get to that, hopefully that will bring more of us together. And we are looking at all let me assure you, nothing will be done until we find some things to bring before the membership so far as money is concerned. Value here and value somewhere else. So this is, I know that in order that some of you is like, well, we're kind of stuck here, and we are kind of stuck here. We've got a huge facility, and sometimes the talk gets out there, and it's like, well, we're going to do what? Nothing will happen so far as anything is concerned in a major way without, a conference with the post and membership, which brings me to one other thing. The more that you bring yourselves into doing the things that we've got going on here, the easier it is. And it doesn't have to be stuff that's in this building. It really could be things that are outside this building. We've got a huge facility here. The weather's beautiful. You could, if we're not spoken for already, there are areas here, like in the pavilion, that things could happen just to happen as members of the union that we have here, this whole giant union that we seem to be formulating in this building of like minds and of like experiences. So let me encourage you to be a part of what we're doing. Coming to a meeting is gratifying to see you. It would be even more gratifying to see everybody this maybe online come as much as they can, but also to have us just get together for the heck of it. We don't have to have a real reason, or this is our meeting place, but we can do other things outside of here together. We don't have to just do it all here. So your suggestions and anything you want to come up, bring it before the board. That's what you elected us to do. And let's look at some financial aspects of it, how it's going to work, how cost effective it's going to be. In other words, how cheaply we can do it for ourselves and still have a good time. It's not always about the money. A lot of times it's just about getting together and having fun. We are working for you, and we want you to know that, and we're doing the best we can to mind the store, so to speak, with our finances. So come be a part of it as much as you can, and encourage others to do the same. Bring friends that are not normally with us. Invite them to come. Every person here matters. So that's my financial report, Commander, and I'll turn down the mid.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the financial report as distributed pending audit?
Second.
I got
That better?
a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion?
Better.
All right. All those in favor of accepting the minutes as read pending audit, right hand. All those opposed, same sign. That passed. Okay. Give me 1 minute, Ralph. George Gray, Commander. You want to come up and talk to the folks? And if you need, since that was before my regime, I would call past Commander Tom Williams up here.
Up there?
Uh-huh.
Way up here. It's not like you forgot where it's at. It's up there.
I remember.
While the past commander's on the way, I just want to thank you for allowing me to stand here in front of you, Commander. I've been here several times. Just want to say how humbled and honored I am to be standing in front of you as the commander of the detachment of Georgia. One of the things that becomes obvious to me is how much everybody works across the state what they do for the veterans and for the families of veterans. Several months ago, in reading some stuff that I hadn't read before, I found out about an award that the Veterans Employment and Education Committee had put together. They put it together a couple of years ago. They awarded it the first time in 2021, and then we awarded again in 2022. Well, since I was reading about this, and because you guys had honored me and allowed me to come over here and visit with you several times, I knew a little bit about what you were doing for homeless veterans. So I called up and said, hey, I would like to submit someone for this Marvin P. Ney Award for the VE&E. And the answer I got was, we don't do what we do for awards. Okay? I understand that, but I also understand if you don't let people know what you're doing, then nobody knows what you're doing. And certainly National doesn't look down to the state of Georgia very often and see a tremendous amount of work going on. They know that there's a lot of work going on, but they don't know where it is and who's doing it. So on the last night before the application was due, we met over here, we put together a form, we did a couple of pictures, and Commander Dolan sent it off because I'm not smart enough to do all that stuff on the computer. And the long story short, ladies and gentlemen, is I was honored at National Convention to be called on stage to accept the award, the Marvin P. Ney Award for Tom Williams. Along with this award comes a cover.
A huge cover.
Well,
Well.
it does fit.
Folks, again, it's humbling to be in the presence of you guys. Mike over here every day. Tom's over here a tremendous amount. Bill, all of you stand working for the homeless veterans in your community. I just heard a great report about that. Thank you for everything you're doing. Tom, thank you for everything you've done with this program, and just keep it up. Keep it up. I like to come back every year and present some kind of award.
Humbled is the right word. If I call your name, please stand up. Nina Williams, Susie Fitzmaurice, Frank Miller, Mike Madsen, Fritz Seiler, Brendan Watts, are you here? This is not my award. This award belongs to this post and to all of these people and to those of you that I've forgotten. This was a team effort, and I was proud to lead it. I was proud of what we did. I'm proud of what we're still doing. And although I got the hat, which is bigger than too big for all of these people, I appreciate everything they did, especially Nina there in the back, because I couldn't do anything that I do, nothing, without her support all the time, and I appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
I second that because I got a lot of the same help that stayed on when I came on. Okay, post-operation membership. Ralph?
I want to talk about membership. Although we're doing pretty good, I think we could do better. Everyone who is a member of this post should view themselves as a recruiter. Once you see a new member here, you should welcome that person, as we did with Stephen today. to make them feel part of this team. One of the worst ways to lose someone is to have our little group set aside. Somebody comes in and they don't feel part of the team. I know we have the Sons, the Legion Riders, the Color Guard, the Legionnaires, but if the Legion does not succeed, then everyone else does not exist. The letter I cannot be found in the word team. Recently, the Post invested in some brochures which outlines information about the American Legion and Post 233. The purpose of these brochures is not to be sitting on our counters or in the office or someplace else, but to be spread out in the community and solicit individuals you see walking around that might be eligible to become a member of this post. There's one reason that I believe that somebody should join the American Legion. The reason I believe in is this is a way that we can support those that are currently serving this country and providing national membership with numbers that they can lobby for benefits. Those who served before us led the way when we were on active duty, and I think it's our obligation to do the same thing for those that are currently serving. So if you don't have any of these brochures, they're back on the table there. Make sure you take some with you. I carry some when I go into Walmart, Kroger, wherever, Publix, because inevitably I'll see somebody that's got a hat on or a shirt on that indicates he or she may be a veteran. And that's the time that we need to show them this brochure and talk to them. I was coming out on the road of Broadneck's Mill in the township of Split Silk. At the traffic light had just turned red. There was a car in front of me that had a Purple Heart tag. That red light cycles about every 90 seconds, so I had the opportunity to go out and introduce myself and talk to this gentleman and give him one of these brochures. Now, he's not here tonight, but it's the interface like that that we need to utilize in soliciting new membership. I'm going to give a presentation on the Vector Committee early or later, and it's going to tell you that through the letters O through Z, 71 of those people that are 71% of those people who are members are from the Vietnam era or before. Korea, World War II, and Vietnam. You know what that tells you? There's a bunch of old people around here. And we need to solicit younger men and women to come in here. Commander? I exclude Fritz as being an old guy.
That's just because we can't count that high. All right, Legion Riders, Joe's not here. He left his report. So for September, total 40 members on the rolls, 30 Legion members, 7 auxiliary, 3 sons. I think his present tonight is a little off, but we have a few riders here tonight. Checking account, $51,862.23. Jonathan Ayers scholarship account, $13,686.82. Americanism, 8 riders, 10,687 miles, 208 hours. Activities, you stood a flag line on the 3rd and 4th of September with Post 163 Statham ALR and Post 127 Buford, which is now Sugar Hill. ALR for the U.S. Army Sergeant John Jameson Jr., son of the ALR Director of Post 127. Legion Riders removed. I don't know if you're familiar with the area out there in the pavilion. In that second room, there was always those cabinets and a sink out there. So that got removed. It was no use to us. We're trying to make the area safer cleaner. And they also moved the freezers all over to one side. Okay, these activities continue. I'm going to say October, total of 40 members on rolls, 37 and 3. Americanism, 10 riders, 6,299 miles, 211 hours. Activities on the 16th of September, post 233 LR, helped Falcons Fury Harley with the parking lot detail. They stood a flag line for Marine Joe Babb at Monroe Tim Stewart Funeral Home on 9/17. Stood a flag line for 7 unclaimed veterans and 1 spouse at Lord and Stevens and Conyers on 9/19. Then in Canton for internment on 9/20. Stan Malden was part of an honor flight to Washington, D.C. on the 24th. And I don't know how the old guy stood it, because he said it starts at 5 in the morning and you get done midnight. So, but he had a good time. He'll probably talk about it. The riders are going to Milledgeville to serve lunch to the veterans at the GA War Veterans Home, October 22nd. Times to be determined. Reach out to the riders if anyone is interested in going down with us. The more hands, the better. You don't have to be a rider to go down there and help feed those vets. And actually conversation. They love conversation. So that's the riders report. I'll get there. All right. Public information website, Tom Williams.
Okay, so the commander didn't cover this, but I just want to cover it. If you're in split silk and someone stops in front of you and you jump out of your car and run up there, cool. If you're in Atlanta, keep your ass in your car. Call them. Just saying. All right, so public information website. We've done several updates on the website this month, mostly calendar updates. On Facebook, we've promoted several events that are upcoming, including one we had last Friday that I caught a lot of flack about the hurricane party. I spent about an hour defending that notion. We replied to several messages, and we're promoting the Christmas craft fair. So if you see that come up on your socials, please share it for those of you that are on socials. I want to talk about the email that got sent out yesterday. So the national president for the auxiliary is coming, and Mike sent me a name, Kathy Dudestall, and I looked at it and went, no, she was the president when I was a commander. Mike's wrong. So I thought I'd outsmart Mike. So I Googled who is the national commander for the American Auxiliary, and it told me her name was Nicole Trapp. And so I put that in the email and I sent it out to y'all. No. That's an old thing. It turns out National doesn't update their website either. And so Google picked that up. So the actual national president of the auxiliary that's going to be here Thursday is Vicki Kautz, or Coots. So please accept my apologies. I'm not sending out another email just because I got her name wrong. But that's what happened there. I'm going to get into the help program while I'm here. Tonight I picked up new batteries for a power chair that we gave to an elderly veteran about 2 years ago. He can now go about 100 yards at a time. If you come to the post, sometimes you'll find him sitting right over there where that blue trash can is, plugged in his power chair. If you go to Quick Trip, sometimes you'll find him there plugged in. He can only go just very short distances, and we got him some new batteries today. We also today ordered a new heavy-duty scooter for a disabled vet. Mike reached out to me and said, we need this. And I'm going to do this on a personal note. I would like to thank my business partner and his family. They donated $1,000 towards getting that veteran a new scooter. and the Post is covering the rest, and we appreciate that. This month we've done lots of other stuff with Pruitt Healthcare. We've delivered a bunch of wheelchairs and walkers, mostly bedside commodes and shower chairs. So if you have durable medical goods that you're not using and you don't know if you're ever going to use them, please let me know. We'll be happy to have them. I know several members here have brought me durable medical goods after the passing of a loved one. We turn those things back around usually pretty quickly and get them back in the hands of people that need them. I want to thank also Julie DeVries. Julie this month spent a lot of time down there in the area where we store all of those durable medical goods. She kept sending me pictures as it got neater and neater and neater. And I appreciate that effort. It's good for all of us when things are neat and tidy, which I don't do. But it's also good to see that. So, and that is public information and the help program. Thank you, Commander.
Sons of the American Legion, Commander Dolman.
All these tall people again. Okay, the Sons of the American Legion are doing pretty darn good. We have 18 renewals so far. We have 6 new members, so a total of 24 for the 2022-2023 year. Our financials, the opening balance was $14.16 and 66 cents. And our closing balance after paying our bills was $1,594.85. We did provide a couple of thousand pieces of candy to the auxiliary. We promised them at least 1,000. I want to thank all of our members for bringing in candy tonight so we could do that. That's for the trunk or treat on Main. That the auxiliary has a table at. We had 10 members at our membership meeting. That's 1/3 of our membership was here attending a meeting. I dare the Legion to match that. Come on, guys. We also had one member, Skip, who watched from afar while he sold pecans. But at least he was here. We obviously had our detachment commander, George Gray, here. We're honored to have him at our meeting. I will be attending the National Auxiliary President's Luncheon. And it's Mrs. Vicki Couch. If you plan to attend, please let our auxiliary president, Kathy Hedges, know so they can get the right number of meals ordered. Okay? And with that, that's my report, Commander.
Thanks. Commander, did you forget a raffle? Is that raffle still going on?
I already sold out the tickets.
Okay, good. Okay, blood drive, Jerry Maffey.
We've got a blood drive coming up November the 3rd, so anybody that wants to come and give blood, we would appreciate it. The Color Guard's had 2 events in the past month for 2 different veterans where we folded the flag and load towels. And this coming Saturday, we have the honor to honor a veteran, a World War II veteran, He was shot down in the Tokyo Bay toward the end of the war in a PBY. He was just good tail gunner for a PBY. Got shot down in Tokyo Bay and was picked up by the Japanese, and he served the rest of his serve time in a prison in Tokyo. So anyway, we're going to honor him when Fire the Rifles this coming Saturday. And what's sad about it is the Navy, they will follow the flag and blow the bugle, but they will not fire the rifles. So we will. Thank you.
I got to count all them rounds. All right, maintenance, building and grounds, Michael Burwell. All right, Tom already covered some of that. I just mentioned there was a lot of cleanup and organizational work has been handled by Julie DeVries with the help from her scouts and community service. Rooms in the pavilion and a good start on the train building. So if you want to come down here during the day and you don't have nothing to do, I'm sure you will find Julie. Baseball. No report. However, we do sponsor, I believe they are a traveling team.
They are. Braves are up 2-1 in the 7th. Thank you.
Good. Did you hear that?
Stole my thunder.
So we do sponsor a Little League team. They also come out and help take down the crosses once they've been up there for a week or more. All right, Service Officer Mike Madsen.
What's funny about that? I'm not fat. It's a finely tuned athletic body up here. Hey, I held 28 appointments in September. Basically, a lot of the stuff, I'm dealing with a lot of appeals right now, keeping me busy pretty much 7 days a week. A big thing right now going around is reductions. Okay, so if you're currently receiving a rated disability and you're not participating in your treatment or renewing your medications, you could get a letter in the mail saying we're going to reduce your percentage. So just be aware of that. You have a very short window between 30 and 90 days to appeal that. And of course, nobody will openly say it's an active program in the VA, but there's just no way I could be seeing that much of it over the last 3-4 months. Other than that, a lot of people ask me about Camp Lejeune. The VA is not really, though they're recognizing it, if your disability is in coordination with the time that you spend on Lejeune, they'll recognize it. But other than that, all the advertisements you're seeing on the TV, those are class action suits by civilian attorneys. There's nothing I can do to help with those. You just have to contact an attorney and they'll do a free evaluation. If you can show that you have one of the presumptive conditions from their list, which is the same as the VA's list, and you spent time on Camp Lejeune, that they include you in the financial, what they call class action suit. Other than that, we're still working with a couple of homeless. I'm working with Operation Rally Point. You probably heard me talk about one of our clients. I've kind of still worked directly with him. His body is suffering from a condition in which he has lesions and ulcers pretty much all over his body, and pretty much from the waist down now he's in complete compression bandages. His weight soars. It's not the nicest thing, but about 3 weeks ago when he was in the emergency room, they had to drain his body. He lost almost 100 pounds to the drainage, and then we got him back to the compression bandage. We got him a chair, but it didn't work out, and so he's been having some trouble. I contacted Tom very early today, and thank God that his company and whatnot, they jumped to it, and we've got a new chair on the way for him. His wife is about that tall and about that big, and there's just no way she can push him, and the VA just refuses to give him an electric chair. They just said a wheelchair that she can push him in would be fine. So those are the battles that we continue to fight. The other client that I had over there, you've heard me refer to her, Ms. Gordon. We've got her in a program, and she's actively seeking. This will be like her third or fourth opportunity that's came up for housing. She did get a VA rating, so she'll be able to pretty much pay her own way after she gets a little bit of assistance. Other than that, I'm sure Frank's got some more information on some of the other ones that we're working with. That's pretty much my report.
Frank, do you have a report? All right, sir, come on.
I still walk the back is not this time. Short. Yes, move the microphone.
As far as the homeless veterans go, we transitioned 10 people to Operation Rally Point last month. Of those 10 people, 6 of those are still in some shape of assistance needed with us or with Operation Rally Point. However, one of those is going back into service on October 11th, so they'll be taken care of. We have another one that just went into housing this past week, so she is taken care of. And we have another one scheduled to go into housing through HUD-VASH on October 17th. I think it's October 17th. So that'll be another one taken care of. So that'll bring us down to 3 of the original 10 that we're still working with. So we've made some great strides in making sure those veterans are taken care of. Tom had mentioned, I think earlier, no, it was Fred's mentioned earlier, that we got a call yesterday from a veteran. He was traveling, relocating from Tennessee to Georgia, and along the way he had an accident with an 18-wheeler, was not in good shape, so he was in the hospital in Brazelton, and then they went ahead and released him. But today, during my conversations with him, he was having chest pains, and he is back in the hospital again. He has a stress test scheduled for tomorrow morning, so everyone say a prayer for him. His blood pressure was running like 190 over 110 when I talked to him earlier today. So he seemed to be in good spirits, but we need to keep him in our prayers. And again, we did a couple gas cards for veterans as well as a couple food cards too. And that's my report.
Thank you, Frank. Vector Veterans Connection Outreach. Ralph?
As you know, the Senior Vice Commander, Susie Fitzmaurice, is responsible for the Vector program. At the beginning of her second tenure after the election, she asked for volunteers to assist in notifying veterans on a periodic basis, either with email, telephone, or a letter about upcoming events. And that's the purpose of what we're doing. There was one volunteer, and he's talking to you right now. When the adjutant downloaded the listing for Post 233, there were 683 names on that list. That's quite unmanageable for 2 people. The Senior Vice Commander was lenient and gave me the names of 194 people. Why is this important? I think it's important that we keep in contact with the people that are members of this post and let them know what's going on. We've got upcoming events like the Veterans Day celebration. We've got the 76th anniversary dinner coming up, the Christmas craft fair, Christmas for kids, Ride for America, and certain theme dances that are scheduled to be held here at the American Legion. These are things that our membership should be aware of. The facility is an American Legion post, not to be thought of as the Loganville Bingo Hall, even though we do have bingo. We want our membership to be aware of what's happening. As I indicated, there are 194 people on my listing, and I'd like to give you a representation of various branches of service. 8 or 4% represents the United States Marine Corps. From the United States Navy, there were 30 individuals. That's 16%. Go up 105 from the United States Army, 39 from the United States Air Force, 6 from the Coast Guard. At the present time, we have no Space Force veterans. Keep in mind, the data that I just gave you is from the alphabet O through Z, so it doesn't incorporate anything. And if you were to take a look at the listing, I think it's printed in font size 2. It can't get any smaller than it's printed on that sheet there. I want to break down the conflict period in which the people were in the service. We have 6 members that are World War II veterans that I'm responsible for. We have 8 from the Korean War, and from the Vietnam War, 124 members. The Gulf War, 15, Panama, 5, Persian Gulf, 15, Lebanon, 12. Approximately 71% on my roster, not hers, but on my roster, are from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. At the present time, with only 2 individuals undertaking this task, it's very time-consuming, as you can imagine. Getting involved with the activities of this post is everyone's responsibility. The Senior Vice Commander and I would welcome anyone who wants to help. An active post is one where the members are informed and involved in the activities. Volunteerism is defined as the use of volunteer labor, which we all are, especially in a community that is not only is needed for the American Legion, but also for the Sons of the American Legion, the Color Guard, the Ladies Auxiliary, and the Legion Riders. Turn page. This post will only be as great as the involvement is within our ranks and our ability to work towards one unified goal. That's my report, Commander.
Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Children and Youth, Schools and Champs, Paul Williams.
No change.
No change. 40 and 8, Paul Williams.
No change.
Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. Julie's going to give that report.
Good evening. I'm reporting on behalf of Tim Weichert, who is our committee representative for the unit here. He's also a member as well. Scout's in for the meeting for tonight. He couldn't make it due to some work items. He claims all units are running strong. The PAC is currently selling popcorn, so if you see Scouts out and about selling popcorn, please support them. This is one of 2 yearly fundraisers that we do as a PAC or as a Scout unit. The girls unit is not participating because we have a lot more restrictions because of the age of the girls, but again, the Cub Scouts are participating in popcorn sales, as are the older Scouts of the boys unit here, 535. He included a YouTube link to some of the summer activities that both these Troop 5535 and Troop 535, the boys unit and the girls unit, participated in. Specifically around 3530 is a flag retirement ceremony that the boys troop participated in. Some other highlights are their Scoutmaster belly flop contest and a fireworks display for the 4th of July physically at Camp Rainy Mountain. And a lot of the Scouts just being Scouts. The girls troop made headway in the help assistance area as a service project for the post, which Tom has already highlighted. And we made 84 pounds of weighted blankets for the benefit of a 501c called Sharing the Weight. This is a therapy charity associated with the All About Kids Therapy Center in Norcross. And they basically make weighted blankets to calm kids who are afflicted with multiple different birth defects or afflictions, whatever the case may be. The girls troop completed the astronomy badge work and are currently working on the salesmanship badge. They had 3 Arrow of Light Cubs visit their unit. The boys troop had 9 Arrow of Light Cub Scouts, and this is before they bridge, so they have to go and visit a unit. When they become a Cub Scout, they bridge over into actual scouting activities. The girls unit had less girls because there's less girls in the Cub units. And that is the end of his report.
Yes. Go ahead and do the others.
All right. So continuing on, as I am involved in most of the youth-led programs here, Civil Air Patrol. Last month we had 3 cadet promotions. Cadet Townsend was promoted to Cadet A1C, Airman First Class. Cadet Booth, Senior Airman, and Cadet Bradley was promoted to Cadet Master Sergeant. They had a new cadet by the name of Cadet Stroh. They were sworn in at the promotion ceremony. The unit received an Aerospace Excellence Awards with 5 members receiving individual awards. Last week, the unit participated in fire extinguisher and fire suppression training conducted by the Gwinnett County Fire and Emergency Services. And I personally, with the Civil Air Patrol, was able to complete 21 orientation flights out of Briscoe Field, or LZU, on September 18th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I was able to take a proficiency flight on Friday with assistance from our junior vice covering my shift, and that was on the 16th of Friday, 16th of September, and September 18th for a total of 6 hours proficiency flight. So that's the Civil Air Patrol one. And then continuing on with the Sea Cadet Battalion, I am now instructor degrees with them because their unit needed assistance. They participated as support for the Fuzz Run in Covington, provided color guard, and then went to an outing to the escape room here in Loganville to participate in a team building problem solving activity. They continue to support their mission on the post through mentoring junior cadets, providing the older cadets leadership and mentoring duty positions and opportunities. 1 cadet ranked up, and next month they will be participating and providing color guard for the Walton County Special Olympics and working on communications training via Morse code work and learning the phonetic alphabet. And those are my reports.
Thank you, Julie. ROTC, Bobby McDonald's not here, but I have been carrying on conversations with him, and the ROTC will be here for the Veterans Day ceremony, and they will be here for the anniversary dinner. As far as I know, after I asked for what I asked, he said, no problem, you need something else. So then I changed it because I was only getting 2 the night of the anniversary dinner. So I went for it all, and hopefully they're going to send 6 to do the cross sabers like they do when you walk in. So they will be involved in that. Legislative, is Jeff Monk here? Jeff? Oh. VAVS, John, I think there's no report at this time, right?
Commander, there's been no change at the VA with volunteers.
Okay,
so it's still status quo.
All right, thank you. Historian Stephen informed me that there's no change at this time. I know I missed one. Stan Malden, special events.
Thank you, Commander. I'd run if I could because I know we're running late, so I'll be very brief. Is Skip still here, our mayor? Oh, there you are. Okay. I knew Skip would be here because when you mention food, he's gonna be around somewhere, you know. Skip and I have a meeting on Friday at City Hall in concern with our Veterans Day ceremony. If everyone knows the past of our Veterans Day ceremony, you know that it's always on the 11th month at the 11th hour and 11th day. So please come out for that. We do have a sponsor for the lunch that day. A lot of people say there's no such thing as a free lunch. There are that day for everyone that attends, not just the veterans. We're also working with the Veterans Anniversary Dinner. After the Veterans Anniversary Dinner, there will be a children's Christmas party, which has been mentioned. We also have contacted a person that will come to this post, and it's called Gun Talk. How many people come to the last Gun Talk that we had? A lot of people, huh? You and I, Tom. Oh, there you go. An old Marine got here too. Just because we haven't had issues with active shooter doesn't mean that it's possibly could pop up again. We're going to advertise this real big, and it's going to come in the spring of the year. We haven't set the date quite yet because he's a very sought after person. But we'll have the chief of police in Loganville, we'll have the sheriff's department here, and Todd from the active shooter program. So look forward to that, and it's a good thing. One last thing, I have a brochure in my folder there that I neglected to bring up. It's from the Quilts of Valor. At the anniversary dinner, we will present, who our commander's already picked, 2 people with Quilts of Valor. How many people in here have got a Quilts of Valor quilt? 1, 2, 3, 4 of us? Okay. It's quite an honor to receive a Quilts of Valor. Everyone here could receive a Quilts of Valor quilt. Doesn't necessarily have to go through the post. Just get with me if you feel like you deserve a Quilts of Valor quilt, or have someone from your family nominate you for a Quilts of Valor. Those things are handed out all over this state. And I'd like to see the next time I ask, everyone raise their hand. So it's a great, great program. I've worked with them for a little over a year now, and it's a very rewarding program. So a lot of good things going on at the PTSD Center. We're working with those people up there, and we're going to try to, the Legion Riders are going to hand out to the needy, and it's a good way of vetting people, knowing that those people that we give this money, these funds to at Thanksgiving and Christmas have really been vetted by the PTSD Center. So we know we're not just handing money out that's not going to be used appropriately. So this post is doing fantastic things, and I just want to brag on you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have any other committee reports? No other committee reports? How about old business? New business? Everybody's wanting to go home. I apologize for it running a little over, but I think we got a lot said with the 3 folks we had doing presentations with their talks. So I think we did good. I thought of this when Mike was up here. I'm just curious, and I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but how many in here, because you're all mostly all veterans, how many in here are actually in with the VA? Or not in with the VA? How many are not?
Service connected, what you looking for?
Right. Service connected with the VA. Everybody? Actually, I wanted to see who wasn't, because if you aren't, you need to talk to Mike, and don't let pride get in your way. I did that for 40 years. So, has nothing to do with pride. It has to do with what you're owed. All right. There's no more business. I gotta make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I did have one. For the good of the order. Nothing. Okay.
Oh, you did have one?
Yes, sir. I was gonna get a hold of you anyway, our Reach Across America.
I'm a short guy too. Just take a couple of minutes here to remind everyone that we're now into that heavy season of ordering Reach Across America, and I believe I was told earlier this evening that every unit that we have here has budgeted some amount of money to purchase wreaths at Georgia National Cemetery. I have some of these cards on the table. As you exit, pick up one. They're only $15 a piece. If you'd like to give individually, we sure would appreciate it. The wreath laying this year is Saturday, December 17th. The ceremony starts, this is different from in the past, but this year we're starting a new system. We're going to have a ceremony at 11 o'clock. Those family members who are there will lay their wreaths between 9 and 11. The ceremony is at 11, and then all the other wreaths will be placed after the meeting, after the ceremony. So if you can participate in one way or the other, I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Not as necessary.
Captain of the Color Guard.
Flag of our country to remain in its place of honor, right hand salute. 2.
You know, we got another thing real quick. The cleanup day. When's the cleanup day for Georgia National Cemetery? Don't know yet. Okay, I understand. That's a day that these people need help too. So when you get that date, make sure you tell us. It's very rewarding to lay a wreath, but it's also rewarding to clean that place up again. So think about that this year. Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come back to you again tonight to give you thanks for all the great things that we have accomplished in this meeting. We know that you have been with us in a constant way here, and we do appreciate that. We also ask that you be with all these veterans that we're helping and help them get back on their feet so they can be a proud American again. We know that they want to be, so please help those people. We also ask that you bless all the people that are having health issues that can't make it here, and the people that are about to go underneath the heavily laden hand of chemo, and please help these people as we know that you have the strength to do the best for those people, and we ask that you be with those people also. Please be with us as we go home tonight, and please be with all of our military all across this great nation. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Stan. Be covered. I want to say something real quick. I forgot to mention it. I did have it written down. I don't know who all knows her. Cheryl, that is one of our cooks. She's going through some medical issues right now. So if you would keep her in your prayers. Okay. I now declare this meeting of the American Legion, Post 233, the American Legion, Department of Georgia, adjourned.
It's official. That's one is good enough for me.